Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Florida. I know, it's crazy. Why would we play the Florida? Well, it's pretty simple. The other night I couldn't sleep and Tiger just happened to be streaming, and so I dropped in and we ended up playing some games together. And some of the things that we ended up doing was a couple of challenges where we play the same ships and just see what happens. And this is one of them. First thing I'm going to say is we're on my favorite map. You guys know by now that Estuary is one of my favorite maps, if not my favorite map overall. Just due to the amount of opportunities there is to move up. It's one of the few maps in the game where you just have so many different avenues of approach. If you spawn up in the top left, you can go outside, you can go inside, you can come to mid and push through mid that way. The same thing on the right, and then of course if you spawn mid you can go pretty much anywhere on the map, and you have the range to affect everyone on the map, which is pretty huge. Now right off the bat we got a Florida R spotted over here on the right, so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't take a shot at him, and of course as soon as I look at him, that's when he disappears. Go figure. But he pops right back up, and we're going to go ahead and aim a little bit higher and see what we can get out of him. Now, why is the Florida renowned as one of the worst ships at Tier 6? Honestly, it's just because of the lackluster guns and its ability to get smashed through the bow. But let's talk about the Florida. What is Florida? Florida is literally a North Carolina-class battleship, but with the original planned quad turrets, quad 14-inch guns. North Carolina, as we all know, ended up getting triple 16-inch guns. Well, the original plan for North Carolina was to have quad turrets, and that's what Florida is. Florida is literally a North Carolina with quad turrets, but they're 14-inch guns. Okay? Anyway, why are the Florida's 14-inch guns just so underwhelming? Well, honestly, it's because they're 14-inch guns at Tier 6. You go up against a lot of... Oh my god, no! Not like this! Come on, Florida, turn, baby, turn! We took one, but it's okay. We took it on the belt, not that big a deal. And that's when the Akatsuki gets spotted. Now, this is best case scenario right now. We've got an Akatsuki spotted 4 kilometers away. We got 2 Floridas here to shoot him, and I'm about to be loaded. Obviously, I've got AP loaded, but that's not the worst thing. We get a good shot, and we take half his hit points. And, of course, he dumps a crap ton of torpedoes in the water, and we're going to slow down, turn in, and we're going to take 2 of these. One of them on the bow, which is going to get full damage, and the other one's going to get even more damage, even though it hit further back and potentially on the belt. Questions? Yeah, I know. It's awful. Torpedo protection. It sometimes works, and sometimes does not. It's just the way it goes. But Akatsuki gets away behind a smoke screen.
Problem solved, sir.
And is going to live to terrorize us some more. And by terrorize us, I mean he's gonna... oh my god! Hello, Florida! That's the Florida I remember. Yeah, if you get this thing broadside at decently close range, you're gonna die. Okay? This thing is decently accurate for what it is. And when you throw that many shells downrange, if you get a good shot, people gonna have a bad experience. Now, Terror decides he's going to, or Tiger's going to charge down these destroyers. This is not a good decision. Now, I like Tiger. He's a good player. He knows what he's doing. But charging one destroyer is okay. Like, if you're going to charge one destroyer, generally you're going to take a torpedo maybe on the way in. But unfortunately for him, he's going to be charging 2 destroyers. And that's a lot harder to do. Because you got too many torpedoes. And when you're getting cross-torped, you can't dodge all of them. Now, we take a torpedo here, as you can see. It was not in our abilities to get out of the way. But Tiger takes another torpedo, 2 more torpedoes there, and that's going to be perma-flood city for him, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. But he continues to charge. Now, he's being spotted the entire way in, obviously. And so, not only is he rushing a smokescreen with a destroyer and he's getting counter-torped, but or cross-torped. But he's also being shot at by a Bajani. He takes a shot, and he absolutely almost death strikes the Bajani. Of course, Bajani lives because that's what happens with, you know, you just have to leave him alive. You have to. And then we take a shot at the Akatsuki. He gets moving forward and turns out just enough to avoid getting finished off by us. So Akatsuki lives. Tiger is now perma-flooded. And there's just not a whole lot he can do here. So we make the bold decision to tell Tiger that I can't help you. And good luck. That's essentially where we're going with that. If I stay here and try to continue pushing with those guys, we're going to get torped, and we're going to have the exact same thing happen to us. Again, it's not that Tiger's a bad player or anything like that. If I go try to the same thing, I'm probably going to die too. So that's why we decide, turn away, come over here, and see if we can't make an impact elsewhere. And impact we shall. Now, obviously, with me pushing this direction, I'm spotted by a freaking plane, which is not ideal. I'm using my last heal, and that's one of the good things about the Florida. Florida gets fast reloading, and oh my god, hello Ranger. Ooh, we got a shot. Let's aim for about center of mass. We got the shot in the air. AP on target. Looks solid. Wait for it. Urgh! Ah, only one. Only one. That's okay. It's alright. We got his attention. Now, notice I'm not turning straight into the middle of the base either. Why? Because there are two destroyers that are looking to punch me in the mouth. So, we don't want to let them. Now, obviously, we get the guns loaded, but the front guns are going to hit the island. Rear guns get through. Bajani is deciding he wants a piece of us, which is kind of funny. Because if I even look into his direction, he's probably going to explode. We're 20 seconds away from being able to take another shot at the Ranger here. You can see he is now officially moving. It's funny how that works. It takes somebody punching you in the mouth to get you to decide that you probably shouldn't sit there any longer. But unfortunately for him, he is giving me a broadside. And we already mentioned how nasty this thing can be if you decide to give a broadside to a ship that has 12 guns. 14-inch or not, that is going to hurt. But he gets away with it. Because carrier, no armor is best armor, right? Colorado, though, is pushing forward. So we're almost in a position to get a crossfire on him. He knows there's a cruiser here. But he hasn't been paying attention to the fact that there's also a battleship here. Now, he's dodging torpedoes dropped by our carrier. He now sees me. He's double fired. He DCs that. He takes a shot. We take a shot. I think he shoots at the cruiser here. Nope, never mind. He shot at me. But we get a nice chunk off of him. Seven penetrations overall. 3 full pins, 4 over pins. That gets him to turn away and reconsider life choices. Now, our destroyer's into Charlie Cap. So we're going to have to try to help him at some point. The carrier's already down. Colorado turns away from us, so we're going to go ahead and take a shot into a superstructure and then switch over to HE, because with 14-inch guns at this range, like, we're going to be struggling to hit him. Remember, the Americans have a tendency to have horizontal dispersion, and these guns aren't the most accurate guns in the world. And so when you get that horizontal dispersion on these guns, shooting at superstructures is very difficult. So, switching over to HE to make sure to maximize the amount of hits that actually do something is big. And of course, I switch to HE and the guy goes broadside again. Who could have seen that coming? But we take a shot. You can see that horizontal dispersion that I was talking about. Pretty flat otherwise, and we're going to get a good hit on him, and he's going to be dead pretty shortly. So now we're going to go ahead and turn back around. We know that there are 2 destroyers left. Our Akatsuki should be able to kill their Akatsuki, because same ship, one of them has a lot less health. Dallas finishes off the guy behind me in the Colorado. And there's their Akatsuki coming around the corner. Now, our Akatsuki leaves the smoke, engages the Akatsuki directly, and that's when the enemy, I think it's Benson, comes around the corner directly in front and gets a crossfire on our Akatsuki. We take a shot at the Benson, and it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks real good. And we hit him with 4 14-inch HE shells and leave them alive. And that's one of the downsides of HE. It will find everything on the enemy ship to do no damage. It'll break modules, it'll break guns, it'll do everything it has to avoid actually doing damage to the ship. And so that's one of the downsides of shooting at anything with HE. And look at that god-awful dispersion. Oof. Florida, sometimes you just make me say, buh. But we end up with having a pretty solid game. 107,000 damage. We get second on the leaderboard. Akatsuki coming in tops. Well done to him. 2,200 base for him. 2,000 base for us. Let me know what you guys think about Double Florida. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.